Hey guys, it's Captain Matt here with Captain's Quarters First Class, a podcast about Christmas lighting, landscape lighting, and permanent soffit lighting. I want to talk today about training employees and how to keep them on throughout the year. Now, this really relates to Christmas time. And I was talking to one of the captain's crew member from my private mentoring group, and he has a decent sized Christmas business. And then he also does landscape lighting and soffit lighting, which at this time is slower. He has another business. He's hardly able to work it. And we're talking about Christmas and then additionally permanent lightings, the soffit lighting during the fourth quarter. If you're in lighting, you know that no matter how much money you do for soffit lighting all year round, you do more in the fourth quarter. I've been doing it for 6 or 7 years now. It is always the case. While we do work all year, fourth quarter is by far the largest volume that goes across the board for the manufacturers directly too while talking to them. So how do you prepare for that? Right now it's in almost the end of May, right? So Christmas and that fourth quarter is a few months away. How are you preparing? Because here's the difficult part. If you have a guy or two guys trained, ready to rock and roll for fourth quarter, you can sell more of the permanent lighting. Forget about Christmas lighting for a moment. You can sell more of the permanent lighting, right? Christmas lighting, you can train guys day one, go out with them for a day or two and get them exactly to your standards. When it comes to permanent lighting and running data and boosts and hooking up power supplies, right? It's at a permanent installation, right? Where we're drilling into the home. We are doing things that require more knowledge, more of the how-to knowledge than Christmas lights. Because Christmas lights are all temporary, right? We're plugging them in, we're going to take them down. There's less damage that can be done with Christmas lights. Not that we can't do damage with Christmas lights. That's a whole nother episode. But for the most part speaking, right, the permanent lighting takes more training than the Christmas lighting. So I like to have a separate crew, right? Because Christmas is going to be Christmas, but the soffit lighting, I do gemstones. The gemstone lighting, I need guys who know what they're doing, right? So I run a crew or two crews during the fourth quarter that only focus on gemstones. That's all they're doing. Because we can do a gemstone job a day or two gemstone jobs a day for each crew, right? The fourth quarter is the time when you can stack it because it gets the most attention because people are about to spend money on Christmas lights. Instead of Christmas lights, they can do a one-time thing. I have plenty of clients who leave their permanent lights off all year round. They only turn them on for Christmas. They only turn them on for a holiday. The rest of the year, they're off. So fourth quarter is stacked. And if you wait until that fourth quarter comes and the work starts coming in, let's say you get 10 leads in on a day. And now that day, let's say you close 10 jobs. If you don't have anyone or you're going to take someone to train them on job number one, that's when you start training with them. It's going to take that full 10 jobs, maybe a little bit less for them to be proficient enough to do it themselves or do it with themselves with a helper. That is holding you back because the difference between that versus having two guys or one guy and a helper ready to rock and roll on those first 10 jobs that come in the fourth quarter, they can get them done in 2 weeks' time. No questions asked. When the owner has to go out and train them, those jobs typically take longer. And it's not just because of training. It's because when the owner is on site, things take longer, especially when they are the lead on site. For instance, if I'm on site and if I have to show up to help somebody, my phone's ringing, I got answering calls and messages and emails and calls from other crews. How do we do this? How do we do that? So a job that would take me, if I turned off everything and I was just doing that, might be a few hours, 2-3 hours, can take the whole day, right? So on those 10 jobs, we're talking about those first 10 who could get it done in 10 days if we had a trained crew. If I had to train them, honestly, that would probably take 15 to 18 days to complete those same 10 jobs. If I was the one that had to be on site, I was the one that had to be training during the busy season. And I would lose those 5 to 8 days. Poof, gone. no gross, no top line, or no net, right? Just totally gone. The same 10 jobs are going to take me an extra 5 to 8 days. 5 to 8 days, which could have been 5 to 8 jobs. How much is your average soffit lighting job? 3,500, 4 grand, whatever it is, times eight. Let's just say it's 4 grand times eight. That's $32,000 gone that you will never be able to make back up because the opportunity is now gone because they're going to hire somebody else. Nobody's going to wait when it comes to Christmas time, right? So you are, by not having someone hired and trained, ready to rock and roll before the fourth quarter for permanent lighting, you are literally flushing tens of thousands of dollars down the drain. Many guys ask, I don't know if I can afford an employee. I don't know how I'm going to handle it. You can't afford not to hire them. That's a very real number. I don't know what your number is, what your average is, but you know what it is. If you take that and you times it by, we'll just say five. We'll do the lower end. Times five. Is that enough to cover maybe bringing that guy in a month early and training him? I told the guy, I don't care. If you start in October for Christmas, then bring him in September, and family, friends. I don't care. What you get, break even jobs, you get 10, 15 of them. You stack that month of September to train that guy on your soffit lighting, on that permanent lighting. So that by the time fourth quarter hits, they are proficient. They are ready to roll. You don't have to show up on the job site. Yes, you'll still get calls, right? I'd rather get a call that I can answer from anywhere than have to be on site during the busiest time of the year, during a time where I can make a call and make a sale, when I can stop by a commercial business and make a sale, right? If I'm on site, if I have to train someone, those are not getting done. It's impossible, right? You can't be more than one place at one time. And if you've ever been in this the seat where you're on site, even if you're doing Christmas decorating, or permanent lighting, if you get a lead that comes in and you call them, you are not giving them that same time, attention, dedication. You're just not. Than if you were, sitting at your office desk or on the road going to meet them. You can't. Your brain is, you're up on a ladder. You're about to, okay, well, I have to answer this call, but I'm at my 75th light. I think I need a boost right here, but I got to check, and then you're talking to them and you're distracted. They're not getting even probably your fully planned process, right? We all have incoming lead process, what it looks like, what that conversation is, what the questions we ask, how we get them excited, how we frame our questions to get them thinking more emotional, more about picturing how their home is going to look versus what the product is. Because the product doesn't matter. The product is just lights on a roof line. No one gives a shit. They're all the same in their mind. But when you are super distracted because now you're out, you're wasting money, you're losing money, you're still on this job, you thought you were going to be done in 4 hours, now we're at hour 6, now you got this lead calling who wants lights, you're just fucking angry in general at this point. You're treating them different, you're not going through your thing, and you just drop the ball, all because you didn't hire someone and train them beforehand because you were nervous. Now, if you have no money, I am not saying to just hire and hope. Hire and be honest. The way I correct my lead flow and my job count is by hiring more people. I know it makes no sense math wise. Perfect story, right? Like when I decided to bring back a full crew after the business buyout and restructuring everything I was doing and changing processes. When I brought them on last June, I think it was, maybe it was May, brought on 2 guys. I said, it's going to be part-time, 20 to 25 hours a week. That's it. Well, they both wanted full-time. From the moment I hired them on, there's been full-time work, right? Because I didn't want to let them down. I take my role as a leader serious. If someone's going to show up, bust their ass all day, every day to get jobs done, care about the work, I care about them. I care about their life. I care about the fact that they are putting their trust in me. So often we hear that it's so hard to find good employees. Well, 1, we don't pay them enough. And 2, we treat them like shit, right? We do. I've talked to enough of you. It's this mentality that has kind of leaked down from the generation before us into us about, you're a scumbag, just do the fucking job. You should know what the fuck you're doing. I'll flip that because if they don't know what the fuck they're doing, that's on you. That means you fucking suck as a leader. Look at yourself. You fucking suck because you didn't set them up. You fucking suck because you don't train them. You fucking suck because they don't know what you want them to do. Stop blaming the people you hire. If everyone you hire sucks, look in the fucking mirror, dude. It's probably not the people. It's probably you, almost exclusively. Also, you hire guys at $17, $18 an hour to go bust their ass outside and sweat their fucking balls off, or they can go to Subway and make the same amount of money. They can go to McDonald's and make the same amount of money. They can go to Burger King, Walmart, Home Depot, make the same amount of money and probably qualify for health insurance that's super affordable. And you wonder why you're getting the guys who don't want to bust their ass. You're not treating them. You're not paying them well. You're not even paying them it's disgusting. And I don't care. Oh, I'll get by. I'm not talking about seasonal temporary employees, but even them, I think you should pay more than you are, probably, maybe, if you're paying hourly. To hire and find the right people, you have to start switching your brain from how much is this costing me an hour to how much do I have to invest hourly to get the guy that I want out there representing me. You guys are hiring $17 an hour employees who represent the face of your company. They show up. The clients don't know you, right? So a lot of these times, they may have never even met you. They show up. That's the face of your company. The guy who makes $17 an hour, who doesn't want to be there, that's hoping to get a call for a better job, that you don't train and that you don't care about. That's who represents your company when you don't take who you're hiring seriously. Oh boy. Sorry about that. So keep that in mind. When I want you to think about that the next time you're going to hire. Every time you're in an interview and you're talking to that guy, is that the face of the company? Is that who you want representing the company? Would you do the job you're asking them to do for 17 bucks an hour, 18 bucks an hour, 20 bucks an hour? I don't know what your number is. I don't care. But if you're always looking to pay the least amount possible, right, to be at that super low amount, slightly above minimum wage, you're going to get slightly above bad quality, right? A guy who you want that we all talk about. I want a guy who cares about his job. I want a guy who cares, who wants to learn, will bring his own tools because he just loves it so much. And then you hire them for $17 an hour. But hey, work for me for 5 years. Maybe you'll make 20, right? We have to look inward. We have to take care of our employees and pay them right. Okay, and I went kind of off on a tangent there about pay and treating your employees because I know companies that do 7 figures that don't give their employees any holidays. It gives them no bonuses for during Christmas time, no bonuses when they have a great quarter. Like they totally show they don't give a fuck about them completely. If you're doing hundreds of thousands or $1 million in Christmas lights and none of the guys who are out there making that happen for you get a bonus, that's a scumbag move, right? Like they helped you get there. You don't have to give them all the profit. But when you're so tied to money and you're so scared to lose it, you often find out that you lose it faster versus those that have it come in and understand that it's just money. You can always make more. Not that profit doesn't matter. Of course, net profit fucking matters, but your people matter. They represent you. And you wonder why you have to keep firing and hiring, and never finding the right person. And then when you find the right person, you don't train them well enough. I know because I've done it. I've lost great guys because I didn't have standards for them. They weren't sure what to do. It was all up here, but I would get mad that they didn't do it. They didn't know they were supposed to do it. I didn't verbalize it. I didn't write it down. I didn't have a process. How many good people have you lost because they don't know what you actually expect? When you say get the job done, That doesn't mean anything. How do you want the job done? What do I do when I get there? What do I do? What do I take out of the truck first? Do I ring the doorbell and say hi to the client? Do I just start working? Do I put a yard sign out at the start of the job or at the end of the job? Right? Do I plug the lights in first or do I wait till they're all up? All of these things, if they don't know, they're going to make up their own process. It won't be written down, but they'll have it in their head. And then every job is different. It's impossible to troubleshoot. It's impossible to fix quickly because no one has a standard that was set by you. They all set their own standards because you decided not to train well. And I don't care if you say, I went out there with them for a whole 2 days or a whole week. They should know this stuff. Well, if only one guy out of everyone you're training knows it, again, look in the mirror. It's on you. It's not on them. Now, of course, there's trouble employees, 100%. We all know that. But when you only have troubled employees or only have trouble employees, I will bet a lot of money it's not the employees. It's the team, right? It's the lead. The team has no leader, or the leader just is showing he doesn't give a shit. And when the leader shows he doesn't give a shit, then the employees and the team members don't give a shit. It's true. When the leader cares, not just about work, but work quality, about I'm paying these guys right, so they're not always looking for another job. How much time and attention is pulled away from them? How many sick days because they know that they can go make $5 an hour somewhere else doing the same thing because there's a leader out there who understands that when you pay people right, they care more, they show up more, they don't leave. Right? So you have to get people. So hiring that person instead, getting them installing in September so that you can hit fourth quarter, that's just soffits. And you also have to do Christmas. So it's a juggling act. So too many people wait until October or like, oh man, I don't have any work yet. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Then when it comes, this is what happens. You don't do it. You say, pause. Pause. We're not doing any permanent lighting during Christmas time. No, can't do it. Well, why not? Why can't you do both? Most of you do Christmas soffit lighting as a side hustle. You're doing something else and lighting. But when it comes to fourth quarter, you can't do lighting and a different form of lighting. That's because you're not training and you have no processes. So I want to really encourage all of you to look at what your average gemstone, your permanent lighting job is. And if you have 5 to 8 that you miss a month during the fourth quarter, how much does that cost you? And is that worth having a full-time employee? Or, you can find people that say, hey man, I'm hiring you. I don't have a certainty of the hours right now. I know I can get you to at least 20 hours a week. I'm hoping to get more. How does that look for you? Right? I'm not saying to hire someone at 40 and just waste all your money if you have no money coming in. That's not what I'm saying. But when you're planning and if you're planning, you're not making those decisions in September or October. Those decisions are made now. Decisions made in January through August, right? That's when the planning can happen because you don't have the pressure and the stress of what's about to come, which is Christmas, the Christmas insanity. And that's for Christmas lighting and that's for permanent lighting and even landscape lighting thrown in because people want landscape lighting for Thanksgiving. People want landscape lighting for Christmas. It doesn't end. So do your planning now and figure out if you are going to focus on Christmas and running crews on Christmas, who's going to do permanent? Who's going to answer your phones? Just think about it, right? If you want to have more of a conversation and have some help planning and talk through all this, consider joining Captain's Crew. You can go to captainmattoutdoors.com, click on the mentoring. You can read all about it, whether it's Christmas lighting or landscape lighting, soffit lighting, right? It's what I still do. It's why I can talk about it all the time because it's what I know inside and out. It is what I do. Check it out. Maybe I make sense. Maybe it doesn't. Either way, thanks for watching. This has been Captain's Crew. Nope, this has not been Captain's Crew. This has been Captain's Quarters First Class, a podcast about Christmas lighting, landscape lighting, and soffit lighting. Have a great week. Go make some money.